Chicken noodle soup. What is more comforting than a bowl of homemade chicken noodle soup? I can't really think of a whole lot. You don't have to be sick to eat chicken noodle soup. And that's what we're going to make today. It's hearty, it's healthy, and it's homemade. So let's get started. We're starting off with some olive oil in a Dutch oven. We just want to bring that to a shimmer like we always do before we add anything else. And so I've got that on medium to get there. Olive oil's at a perfect temperature for us to add our trinity in, which is onions, carrots, and celery. A lot of soups start off just like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to wait until the onions become translucent. That'll take about 5 minutes. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Just to help sweat those onions off a little bit. This will take about 5 minutes. We're going to give it a stir a couple of times and then we'll come back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. During that 5 minutes, if you find that the vegetables are drying up a little bit, just add a little bit of stock. That way, the last thing we want to do is burn them. So just add a little bit of stock, that'll reconstitute them and let them continue to cook. So we're there. The onions are translucent. So what do I mean by translucent? Let me see if I can get, onions are white when you cut them up. So now what you're seeing is they're no longer white. They're a little more clear. So that's what translucent means. So next what we're going to do is we're going to add the chicken stock. Now, the stock that I have here is homemade. If you want to learn how to make homemade chicken stock, check out our recipes. It's not that hard. Give it a try. If you don't want to make your own, if you're not ready to make homemade chicken stock, go ahead, buy a store-bought one. Just make sure it's a really good quality one, okay? Good. So we're going to put in our stock. Give it a little stir. Okay, now what we're going to do is turn the heat up to medium high, depending on your stove. We're just going to bring it to a boil and then come back. Okay, we've reached a boil and we're ready to put the chicken in. This is cooked chicken. It's cubed. You can put shredded chicken in. It doesn't really matter as long as it's bite size and will fit on a spoon. Now what we're going to do is just give it a stir. And we're just going to have that just slowly simmer. Really what we're doing is we're just cooking the vegetables to make sure they've softened. And then we're going to put the pasta in. So we're going to cover it. Probably let it go for another 5 minutes, maybe 10. We'll see. Okay, the vegetables have now softened. So now we're ready to add the pasta. I have a capellini pasta in here. Any little pasta will do. Just remember it's got to fit on a spoon. You don't want to take a spoonful and then have the pasta so big that it flops off and then you end up with it all over your shirt. So any pasta will do when it's tiny. So this is so small, it's not going to take any time at all. Probably take about 3 or 4 minutes max. I'm going to bring it up to just a gentle boil so that the pasta doesn't stick to the bottom. And we're going to come back and give it a taste. All right, let's go. Right? Okay.
Let's go.
It's hot. It's very hot. Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay. Make sure you get a little bit of everything.
Ooh. That you used your homemade chicken stock? Yeah. It's almost a no-brainer. It has a flavor. Michele makes chicken soup using the the bought stuff on occasion, and she makes this more often. There is a difference. The other one's good, mind you, but this is kind of over the top. And actually, this is so good. I have a confession to make.
Mm.
You know, when I told you this morning I had a bad cold, I was lying. I'll do anything to get her to make this. So this is, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You know, by using real homemade chicken stock too, this is a much more filling bowl of soup than you'd be surprised how full you are after a bowl of this because of all the nutrients that are in it from homemade versus a boxed.
Yeah.
So not only does it taste better, but it's just more filling.
Yeah, and you probably don't ever want to A-B the two of them because then you might never go to the other one again.
Well, convenience.
This is over the top.
Convenience, okay, but I mean, you know, making stock on a cold weekend, you know, just and having it on the stove and smelling that smell, you know, for a few hours is just. I mean, it's just a great comfort.
It's nice to be spoiled. I'm spoiled.
Yeah, well, so am I.